Good morning and happy weekend. Welcome to Kahaniya Calling. Today's story is The Vow of Silence. Let's hear it from Dad.
Once upon a time, there were 4 students who banded together to help each other in their spiritual journey. So one day they made a pact that they will meditate consecutively for 7 days and without uttering a single word. The idea was to go down deeper in your spiritual journey when you meditate, and that too with silence. So they took the vow and sat in a circle. 4 of them sat in a circle and they took a vow and decided to hold each other accountable to maintain that absolute silence. And in between their circle, there was one lamp on which they were focusing. So they started on their meditation journey, and soon they felt that their plan is working. And they could feel the peace, and they could go deep down in their minds. They were quite happy while doing this meditation. This continued till evening, when the lamp started to flicker as if it would just go out. So one of them just said, "This is about to get extinguished. Can we call a servant to fill it? We need more oil in this." And as he looked back, he saw the second student staring at him and telling him, do you remember the vow that you had taken, that you will remain silent for entire 7 days? You have broken the vow. And as a friend, I must correct you. Now, when both of them looked back, there was a third student who shook his head in disapproval and said, both of you have made the same mistake. In correcting him, you have done the same thing that he did. This is what he said to the second student. And he was holding both of them accountable, not realizing that in the process, he has got into the same category. He also broke his vow. Now these 3 students, while they were discussing and when they looked back, the 4th one looked at them and said, you could not keep your vow. I am the only one who could maintain absolute silence. Interestingly, the 4th one also broke his vow. He also spoke up. The idea was pretty simple: to meditate for 7 days, to go on that spiritual journey, to go deep down and maintain that silence. But in finding each other's fault, they all broke their vow. Now, simply put, if you look at the first student, right, he is like one of those who cannot honor any commitment or go by any rules, as if the rules are not made for him. The second one, although he might be at the same fault, but his nature reflects that, okay, he believes in correcting others while giving a free pass to himself. The third one believes that he has a right to teach others while not being taught himself, and that's how he held both of them accountable. The 4th one, if you see, also broke the vow, but he considers himself to be different and not like the masses. He feels he is different. But is he really different? Did he not do the same thing? So these are the traits that we all have. And when it comes to our own self, We like to be kind and give ourselves a free pass while holding the others accountable. Now just recall, in settings, whether we are at workplace, in family, in school, temple, churches, marketplace, wherever, have we not sometimes or the other, may thought of this, okay, that he is it wrong, or blamed somebody else, while for the same behavior, we thought, no, this is absolutely fine. Let me give you a few examples, right? If let's say somebody takes longer time to do the job, we feel that that person is either inefficient or slow. But when we ourselves take that long time to finish something, it is because we are thorough and we want to be absolutely fine in doing what we are doing. Similarly, when somebody is smart with their money or spend keeping the value and the importance of money in mind, we call them miserly. But when it comes to our own self, we think we are being very smart and frugal, all rights to do how we want to use our money. Similarly, let's take the example in our real life. A very simple thing, like for example, we have a pile of clothes, and if somebody misses to keep their clothes at their place in their wardrobes, we say, you have no sense of responsibility. It is just lying here making the whole place look ugly. Why can't you keep your clothes in your wardrobe? But when it comes to your own self, you give yourself a free pass because you have been busy, you did not notice that, or you are too important that that this thing is too trivial. Aren't we all very good at this? Similarly, we become very good advocates that I am too important. It is absolutely fine if I am not able to do something. Don't try to compare yourself with me. Haven't we all used it? Whether with people who are below our level, who are our subordinates, or somebody on whom we think we can dictate our terms. And now just think of it. When we heard this small story, we would have all thought that these 4 students were absolutely foolish. Couldn't simply maintain the vow of silence and how they behaved. But in reality, all of us have behaved in that manner sometimes or the other. Again, holding the others responsible while ourselves innocent for the same. Because we have all rights to be wrong, to not be silent, to breach the contract, to not be committed, to not hold on to that promise. This is simply that we need to look inwards. And this reminds me of a great quote in Hindi from Kabir Das, which says, "Bura jo dekhan main chala, bura na milya koi. बुरा जो देखन मैं चला, बुरा न मिल्या कोई, जो मन देखा आपना, मुझसे बुरा न कोई." Meaning, when I really become neutral and start finding fault in others and look for who is bad, I realize there is absolutely people are not bad or whom I had considered to be that ways. But when I look deep down, I feel that the real person who is guilty, who is at fault, is no one but myself. This is basically a self-realization that we all need to have. That first you need to fix yourself and remember that the change begins with me. You need to lead by example. Thank you.
Don't forget to like, subscribe and share our channel, and do leave your comments.